Have you ever walked into a store, saw a jacket priced at $300, thought, wow, that's expensive, then found another one for $180, and suddenly it felt like a bargain? That's not logic at work, that's psychology. Specifically, something called the anchoring effect, one of the most powerful and sneaky biases that shapes how we make financial decisions every single day. Today, I'll show you how anchoring controls your perception of value, from buying cars and negotiating salaries to making investment decisions, and most importantly, how to protect yourself from it. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, a friend of mine, let's call him Omar, went shopping for a winter jacket. The first store he entered had a luxury brand jacket priced at $300. He didn't buy it, of course, but after visiting a few more shops, he found a similar jacket for $180. He felt smart, like he'd found a great deal, so he bought it instantly. Later, he discovered that same jacket was on another website for $90. What happened? The first price he saw, $300, became his mental anchor. Everything afterward was compared to it. Even though $180 was still high, his brain judged it relative to the $300, not to its true value. That's the anchoring effect in action. Here's what's really fascinating. When our brains see a number first, whether it's a price, a salary, or an estimate, that number anchors our expectations. It sets a reference point. Even if we know it's arbitrary, it still influences our judgment. In one famous experiment, researchers asked people to spin a wheel of fortune that landed on a random number between 0 and 100. Then they asked, do you think the percentage of African countries in the UN is higher or lower than that number? Finally, they asked for their best guess. Guess what? People who landed on high numbers gave higher estimates. Those who landed on low numbers guessed lower, even though the number was completely irrelevant. That's how deep anchoring runs. It silently shapes decisions, even when we think we're being rational. Anchoring isn't just a marketing trick, it's everywhere. Retailers show you the original price crossed out before the discounted one. Real estate agents start with a high listing price to make the final price feel fair. Car dealers begin with add-ons and upgrades before they give you a deal. Investors anchor to the stock's past price, refusing to sell at a loss even when logic says otherwise. And even in relationships or negotiations, the first offer often dictates how far both sides will go. Anchoring works because it plays with our perception of value. Your brain says, compared to what I saw first, this seems reasonable, instead of asking, is this objectively worth it? Here's the good news. Once you understand it, you can train yourself to resist it. 1. Always establish your own reference point first. Before you look at prices, decide what something is worth to you. For example, if you're buying a car, research the fair market value before visiting the dealership. 2. Beware of fake discounts. If a product says was $500, now $249, ask, was it ever worth $500? Or was that number just placed there to anchor you? 3. Reset your mental anchor. When you see an unrealistic first number, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, would I still think this is fair if I hadn't seen that first number?
4. Re-anchor your thinking.
Marketers and negotiators anchor you, but you can anchor them too. Start the negotiation with your number first. In psychology and business, the person who sets the first anchor often controls the conversation. The anchoring effect isn't about intelligence, it's about awareness. You can be financially smart, emotionally intelligent, and still fall for it because it's how our brains are wired. But the moment you see it happening, you regain control. Remember Omar and his $180 jacket? He didn't lose money because he made a bad choice. He lost because he didn't realize his choice was being shaped for him. So the next time someone throws out a price, a salary, or an exclusive deal, smile, pause, and think, is this my number or theirs? If you found this helpful, hit that like button. It tells YouTube this kind of behavioral finance insight matters. And if you want to rewire your money mindset and protect your brain from hidden biases like this one, subscribe, because this channel is all about wealth wiring, mastering money by mastering your mind.